You mentioned that Akshay talked to you and referred to some magazine cover that he saw you on. You know, people at CNBC are so excited that you're going to be our guest this week on Beautiful People. Given the way
with my
you
serious
look,
dress,
with your serious dress, but given the way you look, given the way you speak, you're amazingly articulate, and I haven't had the chance to speak to you before. All sorted out, it seems.
But you know, having said that,
No, the question is, no, let me finish this question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do men react to you? Do they lose their head when they encounter you? And I mean men in general. And how do you deal with it if they do?
I think no. I don't think they lose their head at all. I think, okay, how do you put this? You know,
don't be politically correct. You don't need to be modest.
I'm not being politically correct. I'm just trying to get this across in the right way without sounding, without coming across wrong. I think I do have a good equation with all my co-stars and with the men I generally interact with, be it my directors or the male co-stars I work with.
I don't mean this in terms of...
No, I'm getting to that point.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And men, I'm saying these are the men I interact with.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I am not offensive to them. And this is what I'm trying to get across. I'm not offensive in the way that I'm not too dominating. I am not too forceful of my opinions, and I like to hear what they have to say. I think if you're
every man's fantasy,
you know,
aren't you?
so I think it's that. I think it works into that fantasy a bit of just, you know, a nice simple girl who will not bother us too much, and you know, nice to have around, pleasant, and not too domineering,
easy on the eye,
and not too domineering. So I think that maybe has something to do with it.
Do they listen to what you have to say? Because when someone is as successful and as beautiful as you are, and happens to be a film star in India, they tend to think of you as a wind-up doll. You just mentioned it.
I know, but you have to think who I'm interacting with. Who are the people I'm going to really be talking to?
And they see and they sense the you beyond the...
The people who sense the me are the people who I remain friends with and who remain in my life as friends or as co-stars or as people you stay in touch with.
Men who lose their heads over you are not your friends.
I'm not seeing anyone do that. I've really not seen anyone do that.
What was all that news about how you were one of the most Googled people on Google and the image downloads were maximum? Okay, who do you Google? If you were to Google, it gives me a sense of what interests you. What are the things you Google for?
I don't Google people.
Not people
that doesn't
at all?
interest me, no.
Okay.
I Google things, weird things.
Like?
Just whatever's in my mind. Like I Googled once the nutritional value of a sweet potato.
Okay.
Because everyone was telling me you can't eat sweet potatoes. They're fattening, and you know you're not supposed to eat them. And I said yes, but they're really healthy. So I Googled it to make sure, and I was right. They are the most. They are the highest nutritional content of a carbohydrate, really, and it's technically a vegetable, not a carbohydrate.
Do you Google yourself to see how many searches throw up your name?
No, because I don't understand how that works quite. But there are times where recently, not before, but sometimes now around the time of a movie release, I do just type into the news, not the Google. You type into the news alerts, and I just see generally. I flip through it. I don't read everyone, but I just see generally what is there. Like, you know, you get a feel for the vibe on the internet, and the internet is very important nowadays.
Why is there a sense of mystery surrounding your family and your background? Because I couldn't make out. I don't know what it was.
I like it that way because none of my sisters are in the film industry. All of them live in London, or some of them live in America. My mom lives in Chennai, and everybody knows there. I've been pretty transparent about that she works there with an NGO, and I give all my winnings on these talk shows there, you know, when you win on KBC. And
you're supporting her NGO?
I support them as much as I can. So that is transparent there, but when it comes to my sisters, as I said, they're not in the film industry. What is it that people want? What is the connection? You know, I feel like that is something I have to guard.
And I don't want to know. And you obviously seem to come from a close-knit family.
Yeah, you know, I just feel
I'm
something
just saying
you have to
that
guard.
everything I've read in order to prepare for this meeting with you seem to suggest that people are all curious about how Indian you are and where you come from and what happens, and I don't know why. So I'm asking you.
Because it is I mean, I think the primary thing
I think it's the dazzling success.
No. I think is that fathers and mothers, parents are very here, they're much more dominant, and they are in the public eye. You could probably name the fathers of every single one of the as you said, the top 5 actresses in the country. But because my father and my mother split, and it's our personal decision. He's not part of our life at all. So I think because of that sense, people are more interested. Human beings are always going to be interested in what they don't know, obviously. Because if they know it, they're not curious about it.
What are some of the things you're interested in, Katrina? It's been wonderful talking to you. I just want to know, what are some of the things you're interested in?
Movies right now. Not movies as in I want to, be a movie star. I think, I'm already in movies. Movies as in I want to, I've kind of found my way of expressing and living out things that I want to happen and that can't happen in my life. I want to do films like that. I want to do films that are going to make people cry and relate to something in the film, not in a sad, soppy, sad, depressive manner, in a nice manner. In a day, there are so many stories that go through my head, so many, and I think I need to express that. I need to try and express that as much as I can, and that's what I'm consciously working towards. Films which I'm passionate about and which are going to allow me to express myself. As I said, in a day, there must be at least 10 story ideas that I have. I just am hoping and wishing somebody will come to me with a film like that, And
like what? Give us an example.
One thing I would love to do right now, which currently is in my head, is a very, very realistic, just take on a normal relationship in an urban life. Like maybe the life that I would have been leading before I came here, a normal 20-something, 22-year-old's life, and the normal ups and downs of a relationship. Now you can say
not the kind of relationship we seem to think you have with Salman. Completely not normal.
No, that's not a normal movie. That's
a movie.
What would you call that? You would call that a fictional entertainer. This would be something. Something that captures the moments. And having said that, I think Wake Up Sid was a film which touched me a lot, because I thought it captured some very realistic, poignant moments that everyone goes through in life. And that is something which I want to see. You can say every film is about a love story between a boy and a girl.
No, it's
not in this way. Every film is a love story, but then the film is about the story and all the other things going on, and you don't see the love story. You don't see the relationship.
You don't see people. You don't see the characters. You don't see the real
it's all. Everyone's too caught up in what's going to happen next, and where's the drama, and then where's the villain,
the next song, and what's
So you don't like. I'll tell you a film like that. It's an English film, which I guarantee you one person in Bombay aside from me would have seen, and that's Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
And you loved it.
It's such a nice film. You know what I need to get this across. You're getting in that film the sense I'm feeling what that girl's feeling. I wanted to do films where the audience is going to connect to that, that I've been there, I know what that's like. Like in Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, this girl is not really cool. I mean, she's just attractive, but the guy she likes is madly in love with this super hot chick. And she's always struggling.
And you're identifying not with the super hot chick, but with.
No, but especially in my teen years, I was always the one who would have like a crush on so and so, senior in school, and I was always the one who nobody would ever look at me. So I relate to that more than anything. In fact, I have an easier time to play a role like that than I do to, play the woman where every guy is running after her and she's just like, okay, I'm not interested. I would relate to that more. I can relate to rejection more than I can relate to, I have, all the people I love are obsessed with me. Who do I marry?
I'm being told that I have to wrap up, but my final question, only if you want to answer it, why do you say you can relate to rejection more?
I don't know. I think it's just been the nature of the relationships, whether friendships or people who are close to you in my life. I think it's just been the nature of them. Which is funny because everybody perceives, as you say, you're a movie star, you're voted most desirable or most this or most Googled, but that is the world's perception, and the world's perception of actors is often doesn't match the reality, and as human beings, it's just the way life is. Sometimes you cannot predict what's gonna happen in your own life, and the world may want you, and you know the one thing you want may not want you back. So sometimes that is life, as they say.
Katrina Kaif, I must say this has been a most unexpected conversation. I thank you so very much.
Thank you, Amy.
And I wish you all the very best.
Thank
I hope
you.
you get to do exactly the kind of movies
I hope so too.
you've described to me.
Thank you.